Hello, Internet. I am not Daniel O'Brien.
No, and I'm not really sure why you did that, other than because you really want to be Daniel O'Brien.
Who doesn't want to be Daniel O'Brien?
Alright, so that's our shameless plug for...
Cracked.com.
Yep.
Please don't sue us. Well, we're back. I'm Adam.
I'm Jessica.
And new house.
New house, so that's why it's been a while?
Yes, and that comes with it a whole new host of new rules and new features, new everything.
Just as soon as we figure out what those are.
Yes. Okay, so we're back with another movie review this week. This week we're watching a movie that Jessica's seen, but I haven't.
Yep.
We are going to watch...
2003 Kill Bill Volume 1.
Yes.
So it's written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, stars Uma Thurman, Lucy Liu, and Vivica A. Fox in Volume 1. And it's about this woman who on her wedding day, her entire wedding party is slaughtered by Bill and the Vipers. And the main character is just referred to as the bride, played by Uma Thurman. And then a couple of the Vipers are played by Lucy Liu and Vivica A. Fox.
That's what it's about?
Yeah. Oh, well...
Some woman's wedding is
Well, it's everyone's killed, and they think she's dead. But then she's really just been in a coma. And 4 years later, she wakes up and then seeks revenge. So it's really just an excuse to, watch Uma Thurman play with a sword for about 111 minutes.
Alright, cool.
So, yeah. I've seen it. It's pretty fun.
I've never seen it. I, at an early age, developed a sort of, I don't know what you call it, repulsiveness to Quentin Tarantino. As someone who appreciates art, I have to admit he does good work, but, him as a person, I really don't like listening to him talk or, anything, which he does often.
Especially in his movies.
Yeah, so I usually don't watch any of his movies because I don't like him as a person. But I've been told that he's not in this one, so I'm willing to give it a shot because it is something that is, frequently referenced. Is this Bill?
This is Bill. This is actually Milo, our kid.
Oh.
Who
does not belong on the
table. So we're just going to kick him off the kitchen table. There
Excellent.
We go. Alright, good. So that's one of our cats.
Let's see, what else? It's got an 8.1 rating on IMDb, so it's fairly well received.
Mm-hmm. That's about what the rating is on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, great.
So it's well reviewed. And I actually used this in a paper I wrote in college.
Okay.
I tied it in, and I don't remember how, it's been so long, sorry. But I tied it in with Spanish Tragedy by Thomas Kidd and Hamlet by William Shakespeare, dealing with issues of revenge and justice and how that plays out.
Okay, nerd. Alright, so classic revenge story, Kill Bill, Volume 1. We're going to go watch it, and then we'll let you know what we think.
Not too long ago, I was quite the professional. My friends and I, we were the creme de la creme in an exclusive industry. And we all worked for this man, Bill. Then one day, I decided to leave, settle down, and start a new life. But when I tried to get out, they did me in.
Don't you ever wake up.
I guess they should have tried a little harder.
So I suppose it's a little late for an apology, huh?
You suppose correctly. Now it's kill or be killed.
You have every right to want to get even.
Get even? Even Steven? I would have to kill you.
That'd be about square.
And I choose kill.
Mommy, I'm home.
Hey, baby. How was school?
One ticket to Tokyo, please. One way.
That woman deserves her revenge. And we deserve to die.
No kidding, I heard it was kind of hard.
Silly Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords.
Yeah. Any more subordinates for me to kill?
Hi.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you?
For a second there? Yeah, I kind of did.
Silly rabbit.
Hard part's over.
Alright, so what did you think?
I hate how much I like this movie.
Do you only hate it because it's Quentin Tarantino?
You know, I'll say this. I like the movies that he himself doesn't appear in. I gotta say, watching this, like, I knew what it was going into it, and I think...
Homage to 70s, 80s, and 80s kung fu movies.
I didn't take it for that. But I knew enough of, it's been around for 15 years.
Right.
So at this point, like, if you don't understand some of the references, or at least where they come from, like, I had a general idea of what the story was, but, I mean, at some point, like, I felt frustrated. I just wanted to scream at Quentin Tarantino, like, just shut up and tell the story. Just, like, I don't need all of these, like, weird... whatever you think is cool, like, fight scenes. I really think they could have subtitled the movie, like, Action Tropes, the movie.
Okay.
Like, there are just so many things. I mean, one of the things I don't like about Quentin Tarantino is the fact that he didn't go to film school. So a lot of what he thinks is good film is just his interpretation of it. And that's also something that, like, you gotta give him props for doing because he's self-taught.
Right.
And he does do good work. I'll give him that credit. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, there's so many things that he doesn't understand well. Like storytelling. Like, he's really good at action scenes, and he's really good at, like, directing that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, like, dialogue, or just, telling a basic story, like, he sucks at it. Really sucks at it.
But I think the thing you've got to take into consideration is that most of the movies he does, he's taking a particular style or genre and kind of copying it. You
Right.
can't really say he's deconstructing it because I don't think he's really bringing anything new,
Right.
or saying anything new about the style. He's just kind of copying it, which is fine. Like, it works in most of his movies.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this one, like, the action scenes, I thought the fight scenes were really well choreographed. They're fun to watch.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. I mean, maybe it was just, like, my internal bias, going into this. Like, I didn't want to like the movie going into it, and I, eventually did. I would still suggest it's worth watching at least once. But just going into it, like, I don't know, I found so many things wrong with it that just irritated me.
I know some of the comments we made during it was, how did she get the money to buy plane tickets? She's been in a coma for 4 years. Where is this money that allows her to travel from Texas to Japan?
Right? Like, she sits in the back of Buck's truck for 13 hours trying to wiggle her big toes. And, like, I get it. That whole, like, hey, I've been in a coma for 4 years and my legs have atrophied. Like, that makes sense. But come on, 13 hours and no one discovered Buck and thought to, like, hey, check to see if his car is missing. Right? Like, that's the kind of stuff that, like, Quentin Tarantino just either doesn't think of or thinks we're too stupid to understand.
And then I don't know, like, I don't hate Quentin Tarantino like you do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's that he thinks we're too stupid or that he doesn't think of it. I just don't think he cares.
I think he does think we're too stupid because Quentin Tarantino's a pretentious douche. I will declare that here and now. He is a pretentious douche.
Alright.
And like that giant fight scene in the Japanese restaurant when, like, you know, the bride is fighting off like 80 Yakuza guys.
Yep.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like, no one person after, like, she trained for what, a month?
If that.
If that. She trained for a month while this guy was making her a sword. And she can suddenly fight off like 80 guys at once by herself? No. Fuck that. That's exactly the kind of shit Quentin Tarantino does, where he's just like, the audience is too stupid, they're not gonna think about it.
And again, I don't know that it's that. I think it's, hey, this is gonna look really cool on camera.
And it does. Like, it does play off really cool at the camera, but...
And the other thing is, like, she's a member of that Viper Squad. So, like, she's trained in fighting styles. Like, she's basically an assassin before, you know, she's put in a coma, but...
Right, but there's so little of that background information given. There's so little of that exposition to the viewer of what the actual story is. Like, we know something happened to her on her wedding day, and it was her friends, I'm assuming, or co-workers that did it to her. Like,
yeah.
she must have been betrayed by the group that she... But there's so much that is left to the viewer to guess, and that's part of what I didn't like about how much I liked this movie. Was like, the movie ends, and I want to see the second one. I have to know, because I've invested this much time into it. I swear to God, if it's like a J.J. Abrams level payoff, I will write Quentin Tarantino an angry letter.
I don't think he'll care.
I don't think he'll care either, but it's just gonna be like, you pretentious douche. Signed, the audience.
I mean, I have not seen Volume 2. I've only ever seen Volume 1.
Right.
So I can't tell you if, like, oh, it's totally worth the payoff, or oh, it explains it. So we'll have to watch that. We'll let everyone know if that provides the payoff we need.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth watching. It's well choreographed. There are some scenes, like in that big fight scene in the restaurant, it goes, like, the color scheme changes. It goes from regular normal colors to black and white to some sort of kind of bluish color and then back. And that was done because of all the blood, because I think I read that it's like 450 gallons of fake blood are used for, like, basically that scene. He does it for a stylistic reason, but for MPAA ratings, he had to go to black and white to allow for that, because they wouldn't allow all of the blood and gore.
I guess that makes sense, but on the other hand,
part of
like,
the style, but
if that's another thing that bothers me about, like, all of Quentin Tarantino's films, like, you don't need that much blood. Like, yes, there are certain circumstances where if you cut someone's head off or, like, sliced a jugular, like, yeah, they're gonna spurt some blood, but that's too much blood. Too much blood.
and
Also,
as a fan
just
of the slasher genre, I disagree.
just stop with the blood and tell the story.
The story's
You
not
pretentious douche.
the story's not as important.
I disagree. I
mean, I disagree too, but I mean, like, that's his thing. Is like, it's not about the story; it's about how it's done visually. That's
then
the big-
paint a picture on canvas.
I don't think you can paint.
I think he can. It's ridiculous. Alright, how do we usually end these videos? It's been a long time.
I think we just kind of stopped talking.
Okay.
But anyways, we will watch these Volume 2 and review that and get back to you guys with that. And otherwise, subscribe, like, share, and we will see you next time. And we'll work out a regular schedule so there's not 5-month gaps anymore.
Fingers crossed.
Alright. Bye, Internet.
Bye, Internet.